Welcome to the Daily Vibecasting, a monumental week for exploration as NASA gets ready to send humans around the moon for the first time in over 50 years. Meanwhile, the AI takeover on Twitch looks pretty much complete. We're asking if Jensen Huang's optimism about robots creating jobs can actually offset the whole dead internet theory. Oh, and the physical keyboard is making a shocking comeback. Okay, let's unpack this. We have a critical data feed today. It's running from, the highest stakes global missions all the way to the sharpest market debates on how we work and play. We're starting with the hard news, the final frontier. A tale of two space programs, really. So the clock is ticking down on a historic launch. NASA's spokesperson confirmed it this week. The core components for Artemis II are scheduled for rollout to Launch Complex 39B.
Within 2 weeks, right?
Within the next 2 weeks, yeah. And this kicks off the final integrated testing phase. And just for a quick refresher, this is the first crewed lunar flyby since Apollo 17, since 1972. This is monumental. It's a huge logistical and, frankly, an inspirational milestone.
Well, what's fascinating here is the sheer weight of expectation versus the underlying logistics. You've got Commander Reed Wiseman, pilot Victor Glover, Christina Koch, and Jeremy Hansen from the CSA.
Right.
That crew is carrying decades of history on their shoulders, and it's a 10-day orbit mission, but, and this is key, no landing.
No landing.
Not yet. But if you look at the public reaction, it's complicated. There's excitement, sure, but also a lot of skepticism, past delays, cost overruns, and some recent very public technical issues.
You mean like the Boeing spacecraft challenges?
Exactly. Even in unrelated missions, it all feeds into this narrative that crew safety is the absolute paramount concern. Yeah. This thing needs to be perfect, especially with that launch window running from February through April of 2026.
It feels like the high-cost, high-friction, government-led race, and it's a necessary race, don't get me wrong, is still wrestling with these legacy issues. The resources, the public scrutiny, just the sheer timeline of it all.
And that's exactly why you have to contrast it, immediately with the other side of the coin, this hyper-efficient logistics engine that's running at the same time, while NASA is slowly, carefully rolling out its massive vehicle.
SpaceX just drops an announcement.
SpaceX just casually announces the successful landing of a Falcon 9 booster, B-1081, at Landing Zone 4. And this wasn't some special one-off flight.
No, it was the 21st flight for that single booster. Well, the 21st.
That is the second-order effect that fundamentally changes the market dynamics for everyone, including NASA. If you connect this to the bigger picture, Falcon 9 has logged, over 300 successful landings now? This reusability, which they've pushed up to 25 times per booster, it just drastically cuts launch costs.
And it also speeds up access to really specific, crucial orbital paths, doesn't it?
Precisely. It accelerates access to sun-synchronous orbits. For anyone who isn't steeped in orbital mechanics, these are just essential for global monitoring. The satellite always passes over the same spot on Earth at the exact same local solar time.
Which is critical for everything, weather, national security.
Mission critical for all of it.
You have this inspiring, high-friction, decades-long human exploration mission with Artemis.
Yeah.
And right alongside it, you've got this low-cost, high-frequency commercial machine from SpaceX that is quietly setting the price for space logistics. That's a powerful divergence. Okay, let's leave the macro race in space and plunge into the digital race, the AI content saturation debate. And honestly, this is deeply unsettling. A viral update from @AI Safety Memes just gave us a chilling new data point for the dead internet theory.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with the premise when the headline is this staggering. The #1 most subscribed Twitch streamer is now an AI.
An AI.
Neurosama, running on the Vettel 987 channel, it surpassed every single human streamer this month, 162,459 subscribers. And it's all driven by just relentless, nonstop broadcasting.
Nonstop. That's the key word, right? Scalability. The whole dead internet theory is basically that most of what we consume online is just machine-generated noise, not real human creativity.
And the data points that came with that post, they just confirm the scale of this. AI is already authoring a majority of web articles. It contributes to 1 in 3 songs on Deezer. It's creating 20% of new YouTube videos.
40% of Facebook posts.
40%. We are genuinely drowning in easily scaled non-human noise.
And you see the clips of human streamers, like 10th the Tapman, just reacting in disbelief. It feels like we've traded the scarcity of genuine human attention for an algorithmic quantity that just doesn't feel sustainable.
Which brings up the essential second-order question. If the digital world is mainly a content factory where algorithms talk to other algorithms,
Yeah.
where does the real human value even live anymore? Is that subscriber count just a metric of successful scaling, or is it genuine engagement?
And you think it's the former.
I think a lot of people are betting it's the former. It's just noise.
That's a powerful, cynical take, and hard to argue with looking at that Twitch data.
Sure.
But there is a counter-narrative to this AI anxiety, and it's coming from the hardware industry of all places.
You're talking about the optimism from Jensen Huang. I saw that thread shared by @xfreeze. Huang is super excited about Elon Musk's Optimus robots, and his argument just directly tackles that job displacement fear we were just talking about. He flips the script.
Right. So instead of jobs disappearing, he argues for transformation.
Right.
What was the historical parallel he was drawing on?
The auto sector. A century ago, when the car replaced the horse-drawn carriage, it didn't just get rid of stable hands, right? It created entirely new industries.
A whole new ecosystem.
Exactly. And Huang argues that deploying complex humanoid robots won't just replace old rote tasks. It's going to create entirely new job categories. Maintenance techs, specialists manufacturing the components, even apparel designers for robotic bodies.
And the data backs up that scale of transformation.
Yeah.
I think U.S. vehicle-related employment alone hit something like 4 million jobs by 1950. That's huge.
It is. And on top of that, a 2023 McKinsey report projects similarly massive benefits. They think humanoid robots could add between $1 and $2 trillion to the annual global GDP, mostly by addressing severe labor shortages. We actually need those jobs filled.
Okay, but let me push back on that, because the core problem is still there. The auto industry created millions of factory jobs, the exact jobs that Optimus robots are designed to eliminate. Are we really sure that the new maintenance and design roles will match the displacement 1-to-1, or is that just a convenient theory to calm everyone down?
That is the pivotal question for 2026. The whole thing hinges on the speed of deployment. We saw Tesla's Optimus Gen 3 prototypes late last year, and they're already doing complex autonomous sorting tasks. The expectation now is that 2026 is the year for low-volume production. If those robots prove reliable at scale, fast, then the demand for the human support jobs, it could emerge quickly enough to smooth that transition. Maybe.
Fascinating. So if the digital world is becoming this vast, easily scaled content factory, that whole dead internet idea, maybe that's why some people are craving a return to physical scarcity, to dedicated function, which is exactly what we're seeing in hardware right now. And here's where it gets really interesting. I'm talking about the tactile comeback. Specifically, the Clicks Communicator, this new device from the company founded by @Clicks Keyboard.
This is a pure nostalgia play, but a brilliant one. It was founded by a group of old-school BlackBerry fans, including Kevin Michaluk. They started with those viral iPhone keyboard cases, but then they realized the demand was for a whole dedicated device.
A full phone.
A full standalone Android 16 smartphone with a built-in physical QWERTY keyboard.
It's designed purely for efficient messaging and, productivity. It has a 4-inch AMOLED display, a solid 50-megapixel camera, a big battery. And pre-orders are starting with a $190 deposit.
So my analytical mind immediately jumps to the question, is this a long-term viable market? Or is this just a short-lived, high-priced wave of nostalgia? I mean, who pays a premium for a physical keyboard in a world optimized for voice input and AI predictive text? It feels like adding friction back in.
But maybe that friction is the point. The value here isn't just speed. It's accuracy, certainty, maybe even digital well-being. There's a tangible satisfaction, a muscle memory that a glass screen has just never replicated. You feel the key. You know you hit the right letter.
Exactly. And that need for unique physical interaction is popping up all over the place, especially with developers. Look at that other post that got traction about the game Foldy Bird by Rebane 2001.
Oh yeah, the Flappy Bird clone where you fold the phone to control the bird. I love the creativity on this.
It's a masterclass in leveraging the hardware itself. It's a web-based game for foldable phones, like the Galaxy Z Fold. You control the bird's flight just by changing the hinge angle of the device. The tighter you fold it, the higher the bird flies.
So instead of tapping the screen, the physical act of folding becomes the input. It's true, touch-free gameplay that uses the phone's actual form factor.
Yes. And why that matters, technically, is that the developer is using specialized foldable device APIs to detect those hinge angles. They're turning a physical feature, the fold, into an intuitive mechanic. It just shows developers are actively looking beyond the flat screen to exploit the unique physical parts of our devices.
That focus on physical differentiation is a great lens to look at some of these automation tools. I
Mm.
mean, we saw AI taking over Twitch, but what about taking over your travel agent? Let's talk about that demonstration of Claude Code booking a flight to Japan.
This is a huge benchmark for the industry. The demo from Atosaurus AI showed the Claude agent running on a local AI runtime for Apple autonomously booking a flight through the native Safari browser.
And the key to understanding this is how the AI actually interacted with the computer. What was it doing?
It was controlling the Mac screen using the Accessibility API. So think of that API as the tool that lets programs see and click things on the screen, mainly for visually impaired users. But here, the AI used that same tool to literally see Google Flights, select the cheapest option, fill out all the forms, and move to checkout. The human just supervised.
So it's not just a chatbot in a browser tab. This is an agent with genuine desktop autonomy.
Precisely. The replies noted this puts the model at the T2 bench level, which means it's handling complex, real-world, multi-step tasks. And because it's using those native OS features, it has way more automation potential than browser-only tools. It's a big leap toward true desktop autonomy.
Okay, so that's automation. Let's pivot to creativity that still needs high human intention, even with powerful tools. The 2D animation world is buzzing about the work featured by at Moho Animation.
Right. They featured a teaser by Pixar animator Rob Thompson for a graphic novel called Feo the Chupacabra. And this isn't about AI creating the art. It's about a professional tool enabling specialized human creativity.
The video shows the whole 2D vector workflow, right?
Right.
From sketches to bone rigging and lip syncing.
And that's Moho's unique strength. They excel in what animators call expressive, exaggerated squash and stretch movement. It's what gives 2D characters their personality. Moho has these dedicated, precise features for rigging and sync that are just necessary for pro-level animation, making it way faster for indie projects than a general tool like After Effects.
So we've seen sophisticated AI and high-end creative tools. Let's wrap with the open source community efforts that just make everyone's life easier. I saw at KudeBlues praising an open source project management dashboard created by @JasonUXUI.
Oh yeah, this is all about reusable architecture. Developers love this stuff. It's a responsive dashboard with Kanban boards, Gantt timelines, and it's built on the most modern stack you could ask for. Next.js, TypeScript, Tailwind CSS, and Chatelaine.
So for the listener, what does that technical stack actually mean for its value?
It just means it's modern, it's robust, and it's easy to customize. And the speed that the dev community jumped on this, it got hundreds of stars and dozens of forks almost immediately. It just shows how hungry people are for high-quality open-source building blocks like this. It saves developers weeks of work.
We've charted the lunar flyby and the Falcon 9 logistics engine. We've watched AI take over Twitch while Jensen Huang argues robots will create trillions in new jobs. And we've seen the physical keyboard make a tactile comeback.
Yeah.
So what does this all mean for tomorrow?
The closing thought for me is really rooted in that paradox we saw in the hardware. We saw AI achieving this dominance in digital content, leading to saturation and abstraction. I mean, the AI booked the flight without even needing a mouse, yet at the exact same time, we're seeing this resurgence of high-friction, specialized tactile hardware, the Clicks phone, the foldy bird game. And this raises a really important question. As AI abstracts away the need for a traditional touchscreen for daily tasks like booking a flight or writing an email, where will users look for a physical, differentiated interaction that they can actually control and trust?
So if the screen is becoming purely an output device, just a content fire hose,
Yeah.
then the chassis, the physical hardware, has to become the new feature.
Precisely. My prediction for tomorrow is that the next wave of successful consumer electronics, especially smartphones and their accessories, will focus heavily on specialized, unique, tactile inputs, on dedicated hardware features that AI can't easily replicate or abstract away. We are moving beyond the simple glass slab towards specialized physical utility.
A great final deep dive. Thank you for joining us.
Always a pleasure.